Yesterday I started on the create one, or 2 days back we started this one. Yesterday also we were doing this create page, and we will do today and few more days if required. Okay, let me go to now. I created this form. Though it is not wrapped inside the form. On clicking of the button, we call the validation here, and we call the insertion into database, and then we created a new role based on the post ID, that is the campaign post ID. We are creating the new campaign. Okay, so what is this website about? This website is about the campaign management. Campaign is also called movement. So we will be building a new campaign, and in the new campaign we created a new role and assigned the current user who is logged in to that role, and then we updated the access control for the post. Okay, I will not go into details of each one. You can go yesterday's video and see what each line means. I will add few more things here in this one, and you also do together with me, because whenever the campaign is created, I need admin to approve it. Okay, so I will write it here. Whenever a campaign is created, we need that admin should approve it. Without admin approval, it will not be visible to other users. Admin has to see whether the title is proper, whether the description is proper. Okay, that's why we need the approval from the admin. So let's add one more row, post.set, and I will name it as approved equal to 0. Initially I will make it 0, and when the admin will approve it, then we will make it 1. And if it is approved by admin, then only it will be visible to everyone on the website. Otherwise, creator can see what are the pending posts there. Okay, that's why we did approved. This status is something which user will change 0 to 1. So tomorrow he want to hide the campaign, so he will make it 0. And this one is approved by the admin of the website, so it will be 1 or 0. And deleted. If user deletes this, he will not be able to see it, though it will be there in the database, but no one will be able to see it. Okay, that is what. Just add this line as I speak. Just add this line. Now I will give you one task. When the post is saved, I want to redirect it to edit page. Okay, generally we will not redirect to edit page. We will redirect it to some other page, home page or any other page. But for today's task, or for now till we finish the edit page also, we need to redirect this to edit page. So what things you have to do for the edit page? You have to do this one. Okay, I will just give you the task. You have to do yourself. Task is create a new route for edit page, and the format of new route will be campaign edit, and here edit ID will come. ID of the post will come. So if my ID is 123, user will see 123 in the URL, but in database this ID should be there. So you have to create the route based on this format. So this will be the dynamic. I will not tell you now how to make the dynamic URLs. I already told you long back. And if you don't know, then after you are done, I will show you the right way. So think that this post ID is having the ID of 123. So I should show this 123 here. If the ID of the post is 456, then we have to show 456 here, and I will get the details for this 456. So we have to create a new route for the edit page, and this will be having the 5 points. If you can do it correctly, you will get 5 points. You have to ping me privately your solution. Okay, this was about the edit page. Now second second point will be, second task will be, after this post.save, you need to redirect. We have the ID here in the form of post.id. We need to redirect user to edit page. So after he creates it, we should send the user to this URL, campaign edit, and whatever is the post.id. We need to redirect user to this URL. Okay, so this is also 5 points. So you have to finish these 2 points, send me in privately, and if you cannot do, then wait, I will explain how to do. But I think you should be able to do this because we have done this in past and it is same thing. Okay, your time starts now. Once you're done, let me know and I'll continue.
Sir, where we need to create this edit? Okay, this.
So this will be in the routing page, and this one will be on the create component only. Here after you're done with the post.save, you have to redirect it to the edit page.
Okay, sir, can you please show that notepad that I click? Thanks.
Swati, your Sweta, your this one is not right. You need to work on it, change it, think on it.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Ashok Kumar, you have to tell me, are you writing the solution for point number 1 or point number 2? Are you on the routing page or are you on the create page? You have to mention specifically. Okay, time up. Let me see the solution. Shweta, I haven't got your reply, correct reply. Ashok Kumar, where is the one and second part? I want both the parts. I will not look at only one part. Rakesh, you need to fix your code. It's partly correct and partly wrong. Shweta, it's again wrong. Okay, do not worry. Shweta, I will tell you and you can see in few minutes. If you can correct it, correct it. And everyone has to tell me they are answering for one number or two number. So first thing is we need to create a new route. That will be in the routing page. You need to think how you will create this routing page. And the routing page, I'll just help you one more thing. The URL, which is this one, this should go to this create component only. We will not create another component for the edit page. We will modify this create page to support the edit part also. Okay, so we are just redirecting the user to the edit page, which will be the same component. But the thing will be, if we pass ID in the URL, we will edit it. And if we don't pass ID in the URL, we will create it. That's the difference. Okay, let me see. So most of you are giving me the solution without telling me it's a point 1 or point 2. Kate, your solution in the routing part is correct. And let me see. Yeah, Kate, you need to, there's one problem, you need to use the route with layout because we have to always pass route with layout. Okay, Ashok, let me see, Ashok. Yeah, Ashok, your first part is correct. Rakesh, your solution is not fully correct. Point number 1. Shweta, your 2 point is not correct. Rakesh, I don't see your Second solution. I see just two numbers, sir. Where is the solution? Okay, Sonu Singh. Sonu Singh, you need to correct your routing part. We will be using this create component only for edit page. We'll not create any edit component separately. So you need to fix the routing based on that. You are calling another component campaign edit. We'll not be creating another edit page. We will be fixing here this page only. Okay, let me show you the solution and I'll give you the points also. Because you tried, you should get points. Okay, I will get your solution. First point solution is right, though you are not using rate route with layout, but that is okay for now. So Kate, I will give the point Kate. I will give this point for this task. Kate will get 5 points. Where is your second solution, Kate? Shweta, yeah, both the solutions are, I don't see difference between two solutions. You have not put it, but whatever you have written is not right. Okay, let's see another one. Rakesh, I see only one solution from you, and that is 0. Where is the second solution? No one has put the second solution. Okay, Ashok Kumar has put second solution, but that is not right. Okay, let me see the first solution of Ashok. Where is your point number 1, Ashok? Okay, I got it. Yes, that is correct. You got point for first solution, first task. That is 5 points. Okay, Ashok, I got your both one, but second one doesn't seem to be correct. Or I don't see properly your second solution. Rakesh, second wrong. First wrong. Second I don't see. Shweta, second wrong. Rakesh, second I did not get your second one. Samuel, hi. How are you? From where you are? Which location? We don't have edit component, Kate. We need to use create one only. Right now, in the second point, we need to write down something here to redirect user to another page. Right now, we will be redirecting it to edit page. But when edit page is done, we will redirect him to my campaign page or home page. Later on, we will change. But right now, redirect it to edit page. Samuel, you are from London. Nice to see you, Samuel. Okay. Okay, now I will give you solution of both. Try to remember it because this kind of problem comes again and again in our coding exercise. So you should know. So we have to create a new route for edit page, and I told you we have to use the same component. Okay, so that is the idea. If you have created new component and gave me that solution, then it will not count in the points. So we have to go to the layout 3. We have to go in layout 3 and then we need to, no, this is, sorry, we have to go in routings. I was thinking layout. So we have already campaign create component. We just need to use same component because I told you we will be using create component only for the edit part also. So no need to create this new part because we already have this create part. We need to just copy this and we will change something from this one. Since we need to go to edit page, I will say edit. And after edit, I need to pass some ID. So some people have passed as post ID, which is also correct. Whatever name you want to give to variable, they can give it. And if we have put semicolon or sorry colon before the text, then it will become as a variable. So user can pass anything 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever the ID of the campaign is there, they can pass it and it will come dynamically on the page. So this is fine. You can put post ID, but since I prefer to use something different, but it's okay. I can use post ID also. But right now in this case, I will put ID. So whatever will go, I can capture that as ID. So in the create page, I can grab this part using the text ID. And since I put colon ID, it will come dynamically. It will show the create page. So this ID can be dynamic. It can be 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to put, you can put. So this is the way you have to put the only the path. In component, I have seen some people have written. Okay, what others have written? Let me see. Okay, first is Rakesh. In the component also, he has started put like this. This is not right. In the component, you cannot put like this. You have to put some proper component like this. Okay, let me see what mistake anyone is. Ashok Kumar has done correctly this way. Ashok Kumar has done exactly as this one. Okay, so he has done exactly what I expected. Kate has put post ID here, which is correct, but she has started with the route, which is not right, but she get point because of at least she pulled this correctly. Okay, now let's go to the second part. This first part is done. We got this first part correctly like this. Now let's talk about this. Redirect the user to the edit page once the user creates the campaign. So we will go to the campaign, that is create.jsx. Here is the handle submit, and after this, after the post say, we need to redirect to the page. Now remember, whenever we have something in the JavaScript and we need to redirect to another page, in this case redirect will not work. This redirect is not right way and redirect will not work properly. So if someone has put redirect here, then it's wrong. Okay, don't put redirect here. So the right way is we need to get the history from here. Okay, and we need to pass here history.push, and inside push we need to create a URL, and URL should be in the format what we put in the routing, that is campaign edit ID. Okay, so we need to put campaign. I will use backtick because I need to use variable also inside it. So here I will say /campaign/edit, and now I have to put the ID which was created, that is the post ID. Since it is variable, I have to put in the $curly bracket and I will say post.id. So when we create this post, whatever ID we got, it will be passed inside this edit part. Is this clear? This part. ht.push, okay, right. Okay, so always remember, redirect inside the JavaScript we need to use ht.push, but redirect for the showing the component we can use this redirect. If you try to put this redirect here, then it will not work. This is the JavaScript action something, we cannot call this redirect. Okay, but here we need to use ht.push always. So see the difference. When we want to render the component, I can use the redirect. But when I want to do something on the JavaScript action, some kind of thing, we need to use ht.push. So this is the two different things. Now we will test this condition. We will post it and we will see whether this is redirecting to this page or not. 1 second, let me open the page. Okay, I am on the create page. Make sure you see this URL. We are on the create page, and I will put something and I will save it.
Are you on tomorrow as well?
Okay. When I save it, you will see that we got redirected to campaign edit and the edit URL. And this is nothing but the ID which was created when it went into the database. So we will double check in the database. This class is every day, 7 days a week. Sometimes I get busy, then I mention in the chat that today or this day class is not there. Otherwise, the class is every day. So if you see, the new record is created with the ID 2KWF, and here also I'll see 2KWF. So whatever we submitted into the database, I can see it here in the URL. Is that clear? Two tasks are clear? Okay, so now we'll give you 2 minutes to write it down. Okay, so just get this history here. Make sure you are getting the history in the curly bracket in the create component, and then use this history here after you do the post save before the catch part. And second thing which you will do is, 1 second, I'll open that also, routing part. Let me open in the different view so you can see both the things. So this is the create part where you will put history, and this is the routing part where you will create this edit part. Just do it in 2 minutes and then we'll go further. So if you have any question, anyone, just put it in the chat, because sometimes while speaking I may not be able to understand you. So just put your question in the chat and I will answer it when I will see it. Yes, so whenever in JavaScript, if you are only rendering the component like this, that is something you want to render the component but you need to redirect it for some condition, then you have to put the redirect part. But something when you click it or when you do the any action on something, then always you have to use the ht.push if you want to redirect to some other page. We need to edit the record also. Right now we created it, but now we will edit also, and the edit page will be same this create component. Only we will do slight change so that it can support the edit part. I have not done that yet, but we will do on event change. Yeah, kind of on every event change. If you want to do some redirection, you use ht.push. Okay. So remember this create page is taking a lot of time to finish it because we are doing a lot of things in this create page. And one time we have to do this work. Later on, when we do new create page or new form page, most of the things we will copy from here and paste it there. There will be few changes in another page, but the idea will remain same. So we can copy this idea and we can put it in the new create page. Okay, that's what we are doing it, right? Okay. So now if we see the database, let's check the database. We added one more field that is called approved equal to 0. Because I don't want people to put dummy text because this will be going live in few days. This campaign management will go live in few days, and I don't want people to put like this title df df df. If anyone will put title like this, I will not approve his post campaign, and that will be deleted also. Okay, what Ashok Kumar has said, let me check. After submitting, the fields are not blank. So you are getting name is required. So you need to double check it, your schema. What you put here, is it name or title? So Ashok is getting error that name is required. Name is required can only come when you have name here. If you have title description here, then name will not come, and you should commit your code. I will check it after I am done with this class. I will do in front of you only, but let me finish what I want to do it. Yesterday, if you remember, we have this errors part also and set error part. Now let's concentrate on this errors and set errors. We need to show that here on the page also, because if I go here on this page, let's go to the create page again. So we are on the create page. When I click save button, it's saying please fill the required fields. But which are the required fields? Where should I put the text? I need to put some error message here also. I want to put error message below this text area also. So now we will take 10-15 minutes to fix that part. So what we are trying to do now, just let me tell you. Now we will show errors below each field. Okay, so we will show errors below each field. Let's do it. Since I have not done before, so you need to watch and you have to do it. And next time when we come, you should be able to do that. Let's see what errors is having. But you have to answer me. I will ask you the questions. Okay, so if I see the errors, this error is saying please fill the required fields, which I displayed here. Let's talk about this errors, which has the description, and it is saying description is required, and another one is title is required. So we have two fields. So I will send this title part to this title here, title of the campaign, and I will send description part to the rich text area to display this error message. Okay, let's start doing it. So right now I'm putting helper text as put the name of the campaign or movement. But if error is there, when some error is there like this, if error is there, then I don't want to send this one, but I want to send that error message which is there. Okay, so here I will write down like this. I will start with the curly bracket and I will say if we have errors. So here I will say if we have errors, and if we have errors, if errors is there, then I have to check. If errors is there, then there must be some object. Then I have to check the object. If errors of title is there, this title, and if it is there, I will display errors of title. And if it is not there, then I will say else condition. Then I will put the message which we have this one. So helper text is passed to the input box based on the errors. If error is there, I will pass that error. And if error is not there, I will pass the normal message. Let's test this condition now. So right now, I will just click the save button, and instead of the put name of the campaign or movement, I will see the error message here. So as soon as I click save, you will see it is showing title is required, because helper text is going now as a title is required. If I put something, then I'm getting helper text, normal helper text. Okay, so now we put this as a put name of the campaign or movement. So this is the helper text. Now, if you see this material UI input box, let's go to the input box. So if error is there, I want that red color display here like this, right? So how they display the red color? They are passing error as true in this text field. So if we also get error, we need to pass this error. So let's pass the error here. So I will say error equal to. Now for error also, I will check if errors is there and errors.title is there, then pass it, then pass true, otherwise pass false. So we check if errors is there and error title is there, then we say there is error. So I pass the error in the input box. And if it is these are not there, then we will pass the false. Let's test this condition if I'm getting the red color box over the text area. See, I'm getting this red color box. You are seeing that this is some problem. Because if we go to input box, we have this error part also. Initially we pass false, but if it is coming true, we may call this error equal to error also. Okay, so before I go further, just put these two lines and then we'll go further. I'll give you 1 minute to write it down. Okay, so let's do same thing. Since this rich text area is not the material UI content, this is created by some third party, so this will not support the error and helper text. But we will write something inside this rich text area so that at least I get some similar feelings. Though not exactly like this, but at least I will get something. I will show the error at least. So let's copy this same thing and put it here in the description part. If I get error of description, then I pass error as true, and in the helper text I will pass uh, I'll say if error is there and error of description is there, I pass it error of description. Otherwise I don't pass anything. Okay, so let's delete this second part. Okay, it will now, if errors are there and error description is there, then send the error description to the rich text area. We don't need the else condition because we were not showing that else condition anyway. So just we will put this part. So just put these two lines and then we will try to fix these two things in the rich text area. Just do these two lines. Okay, so since this is copy paste, you might have completed it. Just copy and paste it here. Let's go to the text area and fix something here. So here right now we are not getting error and helper text. So I will add this two part, helper text and error, so that we can take use of it. And when I go to the bottom of it and I will here say if error is there, and then I will show the helper text, and I'll close this div. And I will pass some class name here to make some changes in the color and everything. So here I will give the class name of helper dash text. Right now I haven't written anything for this, any CSS for this. So this helper text will be simple text. But I will put some CSS now in few minutes to make it little bit looks like that previous one. Let me show you now. So now if I click save, you will see description is required is here and title is here. So if you see that looks is a little bit different than looks of this one, and border is also not red. So let's try to fix this part first, and we'll do that like this. First I will see the CSS for this one. So it is saying color of this one, and we have some more CSS is there. So I will just copy that one. And in this rich text area CSS, I will create a new CSS called as helper dash text. And I will apply all the CSS here which I saw there. And I will also get the color, and I will say color also. I will add the color also. And I will apply this helper text to, yeah, I already applied it here. So now both should be similar. Let me refresh it. Like say, only the here I see some spacing, here I don't see some spacing. I will add that spacing now. Let me check what spacing they put. So we have margin left as 14 pixel, and in this case margin left is not proper because there is space in the pixels. So let's fix that one. There is space, and because of that space it's not working. Now it should be similar. So this and this is similar. Let's see the border red color. I will just check that one also. Quill container. Okay, at least if I put quill container QL snow, I get this border. Okay, so let me put in the CSS quill container quill snow, border is 1 pixel, solid ray, but I only want to show if there is error. So let me append it with error. So if we have error and then we have the quill container, then it should show the border red. And this I will put it manually. You don't have to remember it kind of thing. I need the border of this one also. Toolbar, no. Yeah, this also. If I put red, it is coming as red. So let's take this CSS also. Here also I will append it with error. That is, if error is there and if we have this part, then put the border here. You just write it down. This is so if error is there and we go into this path, then we should show the border of red. So we only need we need to append the class name with error in this text area. So I will put this error in the top div, and if error is there, then automatically everything will be tied up. So here I will say class name equal to, and here I will check if error is there, then put class name as error. So if we are passing this error as true, then I will display the class name as error. Let's double check it. Okay, now if I click save, you will see the red is coming here, description is red and title is red. And if I inspect it, you will see the whole class div is called the class error. And since the class has error, so it was able to take my overwritten CSS, that is border color is red. If I put something, then error is not there, then we are not showing this border in red. Okay, we are showing border in red for this only. So just write down, this is simple, simple CSS addition, which is, you should only watch it what I did. You don't need to by heart it. So I will give this CSS in the Telegram chat. You have to get it from there because this chat sucks. I don't like. Why we are not using errors? What errors? I don't understand, Shweta, your question. So I put it in the Telegram group, this CSS. You can get it from there. And this rich text area part, you need to add yourself. Add these two lines, add this line, and then add this line. So let me open it in two tabs so that you can. So here I will tell you to add these two lines and this class name like this. And here in this one at the bottom before the div ending, you need to add this part. Okay, just add these two one. Once you're done, let me know. So once you add this thing, you can also test it before you say done. Maybe because it's working in my computer, it may not work in your. Maybe there's some problem. So every time when you add it, you need to check it. So this means that if error is true, then put the class name as this string. Okay, so this is the another way that this is true, then take this, and if this is not true, then don't take this. That what it means. Ampersand, ampersand. Generally, in olden days, people used to put ternary operator and say like this: if this is true, put this; otherwise, put this. But the new way is if error is there, just put this string error, and this error will be assigned to this class name. So why can't we put it in the class name? Class name, the value can be anything. So what we are checking value, we are checking if error is there, then show this string. Otherwise, don't show this string. क्या हुआ? Wait. Those who are new, they may just watch for a few days, and after a few days something new will come. Then you can also contribute in writing it. But by the time you can watch past videos from December 1st, so that you can at least get this directory, and you can start working soon in this directory. Okay, let's go further now. Let's see what we can do now. So we have put the error part is done. Let me close it. Okay, let me close it. Now if I go to edit page, I will also get this post ID. Now I will give another task. So if I'm in the edit page, the URL will look like this: /campaign/edit, and there will be some ID 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. Now I want to grab this ID and just do console.log of that one. So I want to grab this ID and do the console.log. So we have this routing. If you see the routing, this is coming is here is ID. So the variable name which we will be looking at is ID, because if I put colon here, then on this page we will get that ID in the variable name of ID. So now the task has 5 points. You need to figure out how to capture this ID and display console.log for that ID. I want that ID to be displayed here. Let's say here. ID is ID. So I want to grab the ID somehow here and display this ID here. So you have to think, and you have to display this ID here and tell me how you will get this ID before this line and display this ID here. Okay, so you'll get 5 points to display this ID correctly. So if I pass 1, 2, 3, ID should be 1, 2, 3. If I pass XYZ, ID should be XYZ. So if you can correctly figure out how to get this ID, you will get 5 points. So I got the answer from Sonu Singh and Kate. Okay, so let me see if you understood my problem. Okay, so let me do something and I'll show you, because both of you have not given me the right answer. So if I type something test and type test, for example, and if I click save, you will see I'm going to the edit page, right? Okay, now I am refreshing the edit page, for example. So I'm refreshing the edit page, still I'm on this edit page, and I want to grab this ID. Okay, I want to grab this string here, and this is nothing but the ID, right? As we see in the routing part. So I want to grab this one. And Kate and Sonu Singh gave me something which is not right. Okay, so what they said, I want the ID here. 1 second. ID here, and somehow they said post.id or something like that. You will see before this console statement there is no post. Either you need to create that post and show me the ID, or somehow I want the ID here, whatever is passed in the URL. Post is created inside the submit form, and this ID is outside the submit form. So try 1 more minute. How will you get the ID? Ashok, you need to, you are close but not right. Still not correct, Ashok. Still not. Shweta, if we create a state variable, we cannot immediately set using that state variable. So if you are writing set ID, then you cannot use that same set ID inside the use state. And I don't know what is C1 camp. I don't know what is C1 camp. We need to get the ID from the URL. Okay, so you have tried a lot. It's okay. Ashok Kumar was very near, but he did one mistake, but it's fine. This ID is not numeric. Remember that this ID is string. So putting parse int is not needed. So generally, if I want to see what is coming in the URL, where is the ID, I will just first delete this, or I can also say dot props. So let's see what is coming in the URL, and that is the props. So I will check what props are coming. Ashok Kumar, I told you are right, but you are very close, but not exactly right. So if I refresh the page, you will see props are coming like this. Okay, some error is there. Okay, class name is coming false. The problem came with the React text area. I will fix this one in a bit. So let's see first what the props are there coming. If you see the props, we have the match, directly match. It is not under history, it is directly there. And inside match we have the params, and inside params we have the ID, and ID is nothing but coming whatever coming in the URL. So to grab the ID from the URL, we need to pass match.params.id to get this ID. Is that clear, this path? So Ashok Kumar is saying history.match.params.id, but okay, I'll be back in 1 minute. Okay, so is that part clear? How to grab the ID? We have to go to match, to params, and then ID. And if we write, if we go in the routing, if we write here instead of ID, if we write if we write post ID, for example, something like that, you change it. Then if I refresh the page, then if we go to the props, match, params, we get the post ID, this one. So here we are getting post ID, and previously it was ID in the routing, so we were getting ID here. Now we are getting post ID. So let's change back to ID and refresh the page. Okay, so now if we go to match, params, we are getting the ID here. Now to grab this, let's grab this one. So we have to grab this and show it to the user. Now consider we don't have props. Okay, I remove the props because I want to directly get the ID. So to get the ID, just watch here what I am doing. I will write down the match, then I will start with the object, then I will write down the params which we saw in the console, then I will start again with the colon, I will again start with the object, and then I will just say ID. That means it will look into the match, inside match it will look into the params, and inside params it will look into the ID. So now this ID will be nothing but what we saw in the console. So if I do console.log of this ID, I will get that ID in the console. See, I'm getting this ID here. You're clear on how we're getting this? We're getting the ID here. And this is called the destructuring of the object. So we destructure the props to this in this format. I have explained destructuring long back. You can go to the past video and see the destructuring, or you can go to Google the destructuring. This is how we destructure the objects with the match, params, and then ID. Let's fix that error for the rich text area. So here, better is we should put ternary operator, which I was talking about. And if error is not there, we should pass at least empty text to this class name. So that error should not come, which I was getting. So now I will not get this empty error. Okay. Is it clear? Anyone has doubt in this? So what we did, I'll just refresh it. We got the ID in the props.match.params.id. So we destructure that for object to match.params.id. Now ID will be nothing but what is coming in the console as I showed you previously, and I can then get this ID. Okay, just we are getting this ID. How to use it I will tell you tomorrow. We are not using ID today because that is the edit part, and we will talk about that tomorrow. We can put directly in the console. What do you want to put directly in the console? Sonu Singh. How will you put directly in the console? Match.params. So you should get the match.params. So you should get the match here. So another way is get the match here in this, and then you can do console.log match.params.id. We can do like this. So you will see ID coming here. Okay, I show commit. We will talk about it in a bit. Once I'm done with class, I will. You just give me your questions. Okay. So, but this is not the very good solution. Always try to destructure here. That way, you will learn the destructuring also, and you are only passing whatever is needed. Here, you are passing whole match, which is not needed on the page. So, always try to pass whatever is right. Okay, so we are done with this one. Let's see. Okay, let's see what we to do next. So we will talk about this ID tomorrow. We will see how to edit the page. Right now we're not editing the page. Now let me see what more thing I can show you on this page. 1 second, let me think. I've been thinking if anything is pending for this or no. Okay. Yeah, now we need to concentrate on the edit part, which we will do tomorrow. Is any doubt on whatever we did? Any questions?